Hello, dear friend. It's Aunty Faith. I promised some people I would do this video on meditation, so that's what I'm doing. I like to call it the wall of glass meditation from Alpha to my Omega. It's what I've come to after years of meditating, starting with TM in the 60s and Kriya Yoga in the 70s. It starts by becoming the flame. You want your mind to become the flame. And not the flame that's going all over the place, that goes this way and that way with every thought, but the flame that's at the base of the fire, that stays the same in the center, stays the same. And then we begin by clearing our space. I define my space by my entire universe, my earth, my island, my property, my house, my body. Starting with my body, I empty it out from skin to skin and become wall of glass. There's nothing in there, nothing. And everything is just a wall of glass. And I'm just the steady part of the flame. And as I become more and more wall of glass, just breathing deeply into that space where there's nothing there but a wall of glass. And everything just passes through, and I can see everything in my universe. And now I'm going to clear my space by bringing in the universal love. I just fill my entire space with universal love. Then I fill my space with light, universal light. And then I fill my space with universal laughter. Universal laughter. And then whoever you have in charge of your universe, whatever you want to call them, God, Goddess, Mother, Father, God, universal force, it doesn't matter. But you want to use that energy to do this work, not your own. So you fill your space, I fill my space with God's holy healing energy. I just fill my whole universe with that energy. And there's nothing here but just walls of glass. Everything is just, I run up against something, it's just a wall of glass, and everything goes through it. And I'm just the steady part of the flame. The steady part of the flame. And I'm breathing, and I'm breathing, and I'm breathing in all of God's healing, holy energy into my space. And when everything is clean and filled with His energy, then I call all the angels that are surrounding my property that I called in last night. And I see them go to sit in another angel's hands, who I call Ahala Nui. And she's now in the air. She sits above me and she takes all these angels into her hand. And we watch as God makes them small, like gold dust. So small. everything's so small. All these angels I called in last night. And then I watch as God takes a big breath and he blows all those angels all the way through my universe, all the way to the end. And as he does that, the people that have asked for angels, the people that need angels, the people that want angels, they drop off, and there they are. As many as you need, here they come. And now my space is clear again, and I go ahead and I take a deep breath and I bring in love, all the love again to clear the space. I watch it clear the whole space. And again, I bring in all the love, all the love. And I breathe it into my space. And there's nothing here but walls of glass and love. And now light. I breathe in the light and the light and the light. And there is no thought about this because I'm the quiet part of the flame. I'm not thinking. I'm not jumping all over like the top part of the flame. I'm staying solid and quiet in the middle, the bottom, the still part of the flame that never changes. Now I bring in God's laughter. Big breath and bring in God's laughter. And a big breath, and now I bring in all God's energy. It just keeps flowing. It never stops because I use His energy for this work. I'm old now. I don't have much left. I use God's energy to do this work, and it's okay. I go ahead and breathe in God's energy till my space is so full. There's so much of God's healing, holy energy. And then I watch as He takes another deep breath and I become a wall of glass. And He's simply going to blow all my boundaries away. Both the boundaries that I keep up to keep people out and the boundaries that I put up to keep things inside of me that maybe I don't want anymore. Boundaries that are subconscious or unconscious that I'm unaware of. He's going to clear all my boundaries. I take a deep breath and I watch as I open myself up to be just wall of glass, nothing here but wall of glass. And I feel as God blows that energy, all my boundaries away. They're being shattered. They just leave my body. And that starts with the chakras. I'm nothing but a wall of glass, so there aren't any chakras yet. He's blown them away. So now I'm going to put them back fresh and new. The size of a quarter, clear, crystal clear red is the first. Clear, crystal orange, crystal clear orange, the size of a quarter. Crystal clear yellow, sunshine yellow. My solar plexus, the size of a quarter. Now this one always wants to jump up to be at least a basketball. It wants to do it right away with me. I can't allow it. I'm wall of glass, and this is a small chakra the size of a quarter. The next chakra is green, crystal clear emerald green in my heart, size of a quarter. Throat chakra blue, size of a quarter. Third eye chakra purple, size of a quarter. My seventh chakra is violet, size of a quarter. And then the next chakra is platinum, and at that chakra I take my hands and I pull a sphere of a boundary around me. Notice it's crystal clear. It's clear like a wall of glass, only it's platinum. I attach it underneath me, a sphere that will stay as a boundary around my body, protecting my body, until I change and meditate tonight. And I'll put in a new one up. Now I breathe, I take a deep breath as I feel God's energy is still filling my space. I'm still using His energy. There's nothing but wall of glass and some chakras and a beautiful sphere around this body, which is just wall of glass. There aren't any problems. There aren't any organs that are wrong. There's nothing in there that shouldn't be because there's nothing there. I'm starting over. And now I put spheres, platinum, crystal clear spheres around my fur babies. And I'm going to put a big one around my property from alpha to omega. And I'll explain that later. Only right now it looks like a straw that runs from my beginning to my end, from heaven to past the center of the earth. All right? It's a boundary around my property. It's a straw from my alpha to my omega. And now I'm going to put another boundary around my island, lock it in. Another sphere around the earth, lock it in at the bottom. Another sphere around my universe. A big one all the way around, lock it in. I'm using God's energy to do this. It's His universe, my God in my universe. He's particular to me. We all dream up our own gods or goddesses. You do you, I'll do me. That's important about these meditations. Right now, just stay with me. Let's get through this. And then you can use your mind to think up other things later that are particular to you. But for right now, try to stay the center of the flame with no thoughts. All right, we've got our boundaries now, and we're going to take a deep breath and bring in more love. Bring in the love. Bring in the light all the way through. Bring in the laughter all the way through. Now God's energy fills the space again and continues to fill it as we do this work. Now everything's clear. Everything's clean. If it's not, I'll do the breathing again and do love, light, laughter, and God's energy. Now I put my hands over my head like a tent, and I see myself as the bell tower and the bell and the beacon. And I go ahead now and I ask permission to go to Jesus' highest heaven, the place where angels are being created all the time, and I ask for Him to lead me, and I stay in my body, which is just wall of glass, but I send my etheric hands with Him. As He takes me high into His heaven, I can feel in my fingertips when we get there, because it gets cold. And where He wants me to pick my angels today, I open my hands and I allow in however many I'm calling. They're crystal clear. I close my hands, I close heaven, I thank Jesus, I'm bringing Him down around my property, around this crystal clear glass straw that goes from heaven to beyond the middle of the earth. As we go down, I'm bringing the angels all the way to my alpha. And for me, it's pink. For me, it's called Mu, M-U. It's before Lemuria, before Atlantis, there was a Mu, M-U. That's where I attach to the bottom of this straw. I attach the angels and up they come again. Okay, they're coming up through all my lifetimes, and my intention is that as they come up through these lifetimes, they're clearing them. They clear the unconscious, the subconscious, the conscious, the superconscious, the collective unconscious of every single lifetime. Mu, Atlantis, Lemuria. Skip the dark ages, sweetheart, because you have suffered enough. They'll clean them as you ignore them. Up they come. They're doing this lifetime. They're clearing all these things. And then they keep going. And as they do that, then they align my future lifetimes with the progress I've made today and in this moment, all the way up to my omega, the top of the straw. And let's stop there and lock them in. And now you and I know this is very linear, very three-dimensional. And if a lot of us are seeing that we're not that we're more than that. But I've done this a long time, and I can only handle the 3D in this meditation. My intent is that all the other universes and 5D stuff, all those faces, they're going to match what I'm doing in this straw. And back down come the angels for today, around the outside of the straw, bringing to me gifts from the future, just like they brought up the gifts from the past that I'd missed or aren't here yet. Here they come, and as they come back down, I'm returning to reality. This is where I return to reality. I become that flame, and I put my arms out, and I feel carefully for when their feet hit the earth. You'll know, they'll give you a sign when their feet hit the earth around my property. And I pay attention, and when I feel them hit, I lock them in. I lock them into the archangels that are at each corner of my property, the 4 archangels, Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, and Uriel. I lock them into the Marys, the 3 Marys that were at the tomb. I lock them into the 3 Marys that are surrounding my property. I lock them into Pele, who's here, Laka and Lono, who is here, God Goddess, and Jesus, who is here, Buddha and Dewal, who is here, Ikaika and Snow Leopard. Now you have your own angels that you have who hold the 4 corners, who hold your boundaries around you. I know you do. So it's important that every day you clear the space. It's important that every day, morning and night, that you strengthen things and that you clear your space and that you become a wall of glass, that you erase the past, or at least